Every Sunday, millions of us willingly sign up for the same emotional torture. We like to call it football, but to the over 400 million global NFL fans, this sport is more than just a game. It's a dramatic, exciting, passionate, recurring 7-stage process of hope, rage, joy, and self-destruction. Today we're going to be breaking down every single stage that NFL fans go through on a weekly basis. And don't you worry, because I can promise you, you are absolutely in this video somewhere. Stage 1 is the simplest. It's hope and excitement. Every single Sunday starts with hope. That beautiful, irrational belief that this week everything clicks. You wake up early, the coffee somehow tastes better than it did Monday through Saturday. The birds are outside your window chirping. The neighbor decided they weren't going to mow their lawn early this morning. The house chores are done, and your only job is to make sure the drinks in the fridge are chilled to the perfect temperature, and your scheduled pizza delivery arrives on time. Every single player in your fantasy lineup is healthy. The lucky seat is warm and ready to go, and optimism is at an all-time high. You scroll your team's subreddit, everyone's confident and the haters are quiet. You tweet game day with a little flame emoji and all 7 of your followers like it. It doesn't matter what happened to your team before today. Maybe you're undefeated. Maybe they are fighting to stay above 500. Maybe they haven't won a single game yet. It truly doesn't matter. This is the calm before the storm. The only part of the day where pure, uncorrupted happiness still exists. You're undefeated again, and perhaps it won't last, but for these few glorious hours, denial has never felt so good. Naturally, as part of this euphoric state, stage 2 starts to set in. We like to call this pre-game delusion. Now, the analyst in you wakes up. You start tossing around your favorite buzz phrases like establishing the run and time of possession at anybody willing to listen to you, as if you're on ESPN seated right next to none other than Stephen A. Smith. You're drawing out offensive plays in the ranch dip with a carrot stick like it's a chalkboard. See, you've done the research that other people are unwilling to do. Sure, your defense might be ranked 32nd in the league, but that's only because your offense has been struggling to stay on the field. But little does the rest of the league know that your offense has finally put this thing together. And you know this because you are the only one that saw the reports come out this week about how the team is committed to changing, and they spent extra time after practice on the jugs machine. Your snacks are positioned like a well-orchestrated offensive playbook. There's 2 types of chips. There's 24 chicken wings. Bone-in wings, of course, because you're not a sissy. And the coldest 6-pack of beer you've ever had the pleasure of enjoying. All of which is within arm's reach of your perfectly positioned seat in the center of the couch. You just texted the group chat that if our secondary can contain Justin Jefferson, we've got a shot at this thing. Right now, the facts simply don't matter. It's about control. And since the game has yet to start, you still have some at this point. So for now, you're untouchable, living in a pure, beautiful delusion. But as time always does, we must move forward. And now we are at stage 3, the first quarter reality check. Your team elects to receive the kick. 2 minutes later, there's a fumble. You tell yourself it's fine, we're just feeling them out, but your soul senses danger. The coach looks confused, the defense forgets their fundamentals, and the group chat that was just so active and positive a few minutes ago goes silent. The "we're blowing them out" guy disappears, and the pessimist starts typing things like, "here we go again." Everyone else starts talking about who the next scapegoat is. Meanwhile, you've already fired the OC and DC last year, and you can't possibly do that again so quickly. You try to rationalize, we always start slow, we're a second half team. Then Justin Herbert throws a 70-yard bomb and gives his girlfriend Madison Beer a kiss on the lips, and all you can do is feel sad and stare at the screen. That's the shift, when optimism becomes dread. You start blaming the commentators for jinxing it. You start praying to any football god that will listen, and the quarter ends. You're down 2 scores, and that faint whisper starts to crawl in your ear. Oh no, it's happening again. But it's not over yet. Stage 3 is the primer for stage 4, which admittedly might be my favorite stage. It's the meltdown. Now be warned, this is the most dangerous stage. It's where relationships, friendships, and personal property are at extreme risk of being damaged. Logic is gone. Every whistle feels personal, like the flag transported through the TV and landed on your room temperature pizza. You're screaming at refs through a TV that cannot hear you, but that doesn't matter. You just need to let somebody, anybody, hear the blood-boiling banshee screams coming out of your mouth. Why are we punting it on 3rd and 9, you ask for the 5th time? We pay this guy millions of dollars to do that. that, as your star pass rusher gets pancaked into the turf for a fourth time, the dog hides, the neighbors finally start to mow that lawn that you were so grateful not having to wake up to this morning, you become a full-blown NFL rage monster. You declare you could coach better, you couldn't. But no one would dare say otherwise, so for now, you're correct. You beg for the backup QB, you question reality, you question your life choices. And when the other team scores again, you don't even react. You just sit there, silent, hollow, and emotionally cooked. This is peak NFL pain, the universal meltdown every fan experiences. The only positive in this moment is that this stage is universally shared week in and week out during the NFL. It doesn't matter what team you root for, every single one of us has been here at one point or another. No matter the logo, no matter the record, we all share this exact breakdown at least once a season, which leads into stage 5. This is the most important stage. It's the bargaining stage. After the rage comes the bargaining. You're defeated, but hopeful in a weird kind of meditative way. You say things like, if we can just get one stop, I'll never badmouth the coach again. You start doing math that defies logic, like if we score twice and get the 2-point conversion and recover an onside, you're right back in it. You're scribbling equations in your brain while the other team casually runs out the clock. Then you pivot and say, okay, fine, at least fantasy still matters. So you open up your sleeper app to see none other than that random wide receiver your opponent decided to pick up off of waivers this week have his first official breakout game, and he's using your fantasy team as a launching pad. But there's no rage left in you at this point, so it's simply back to prayer. This is survival mode, where faith and denial hold hands. You're not watching football anymore, you're negotiating with a much higher power. Then, right when you're about to turn the game off and go rant in the group chat, something happens. Your team starts to look good, and you enter stage 6. Stage 6 comes for us all. It's the false hope of a comeback. Every NFL fan knows this exact high. The touchdown that sparks belief from the ashes. The crowd erupts. The commentators scream, "We've got a ball game." You leap off the couch texting all your friends that they are the fake fans and that you never doubted them. For one beautiful moment, you believe. They say you can't recapture lightning in a bottle, but right now, you remember what you felt before the game started, and it's the closest you've come all day to that same level of euphoria. The team's momentum feels truly tangible. Destiny feels scripted in your favor. You hear the faint sound of your neighbor's lawnmower giving out. Everything is working in your favor right now. The world's will is bending to your every single desire, and you've never felt better. You're pacing the room, sweating out stale beer, high-fiving imaginary teammates. Then, just as quick as this shift in fate happened, the opponent scores in 3 plays. The room is silent. Hope dies like it always does. The swing from despair to euphoria to despair again is whiplash for your breaking soul. But there's something different about you this time. You start to realize that's why you keep coming back. The 10-minute rush where it was almost possible, that's the addiction. That's the magic. For a fleeting second, everything you hoped it would be was real, and every single fan lives for that moment. And last but certainly not least is stage 7, the depression and acceptance. The final whistle blows. You don't turn off the TV, you just sit there. The glow of post-game interviews feels like a funeral slideshow. The group chat is silent as everyone slithers back to their miserable realities. There's chores to do. There's doctor's appointments to attend. Laundry that needs ironing. You scroll highlights purely to suffer. You check next week's matchup and whisper, "We can win now." This is the post-loss void. Equal parts sadness and self-reflection. But somewhere in the middle of that emptiness, a tiny spark lights up again. Your friend sends a hilarious meme about the coach being at a Diddy party. The group chat lights up with ideas of how this team can become great again. You remember that you have a 4-leg parlay ready to hit during Sunday Night Football. What was once lost was now found again. You're excited for next week because the outcome isn't really ever what kept you coming back in the first place. It was the ritual, the preparations, the anticipation. It was the NFL draft, and it's the community you get to bask in the wins and losses with along the way. This is what makes you an NFL fan. You might rage, you might bargain, and you might break 3 remotes. You might hate your neighbor's early lawn mowing, but you'll always come back. You believe even when it's insane to, because belief is what binds every single NFL fan. So yeah, you're hurting, but you're proud too, because next Sunday, same seat, same jersey, same emotional damage. And that, my friends, is what makes this game so special. special. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel, share this with one of your friends in the group chat, give it a like, and tell me what resonated the most with you. And explain to me if there's any stages you think I missed in the comments down below. Thank you so much for tuning into this video, and until next time, guys, peace out.